Miami-Dade County, under the leadership of Mayor Daniela Levine Cava, is moving swiftly to expand COVID-19 vaccine distribution to protect our community and move our economy forward. Vaccine supplies are currently extremely limited, and as the state provides more vaccines to the county, we are working hard to distribute them as fast as possible. Register for vaccine updates and get more information at miamidade.gov/vaccine. Get vaccinated, Miami-Dade County. It's our best shot for a strong, healthy community.
And welcome in WDNA 88.9 FM, the Frost Jazz Hour. I'm your host, Philip Capuzzi, here as we step into the fall membership drive at the station. For those of you that aren't aware, we do these membership drives fairly frequently throughout the course of the year to raise money for the station, being that we're a completely community-funded public radio station. We do need a lot of support from our listeners, so if you do have it within your means to support the station and support wonderful programs like the Frost Jazz Hour, also the FIU Music Hour, and a myriad of other unique programming here on the station, you can visit WDNA.org. Our goal for the show here this morning, the Frost Jazz Hour, is $800. So if you have a son maybe in this program, or if you enjoy this program in general, please consider making a donation, because we really do need the financial support from our listeners here at the station such that we can continue these programs and continue serving the music in the way that we do. So with that said, I now welcome live and direct into the Jazz Gallery a very exciting ensemble under the direction of the ubiquitous John Hart. This is the Monk-Mingus Ensemble, one of the premier groups at Frost. So I'll talk with John Hart in a little bit, but for the time being, I think we'll just step into the music. They're going to start with the wonderful composition, I Mean You. Monk-Mingus Ensemble live and direct here on WDNA 88.9 FM, the Frost Jazz Hour. I'm Philip Capuzzi. Thanks so much for joining us here this fine Thursday morning as I welcome the wonderful director of this ensemble, John Hart, onto the program. John, thanks so much for being here this morning.
Oh, thank you for having us.
Yeah, really incredible ensemble. So first, just to mention the musicians, we have Noam Makover on trumpet, Addison Daniels on alto saxophone, Derek Janoff on tenor saxophone, Zach Niess on trombone, Kevin Carey on piano, Jaehyun Cho on bass, and Kyle Skarshaug on drums. A really wonderful group. So I just had one question to ask. We're going to talk a little bit later in the program as well, but you know, with these long-standing ensembles that exist at Frost, the thing that's so intriguing about them to me is that they kind of act as a static canvas on which to, you know, paint a new story each semester. So, you know, as the director of these ensembles, are there any specific concepts or tunes that you like to get into every semester, or does it depend on the personnel that you have?
Some of it depends on the personnel. Today's performance, we have that was an arrangement by our pianist Kevin Carey.
Wow.
Of I Mean You. So depending on the, you know, I encourage everybody to write for the group. So that could certainly influence the direction of what it is. We're also going to hear a arrangement from our bass player Cho of We See later in the program, and we're group's going to. As I may not talk much later, the next song is going to be "Let's Call This," which is the first time I've done that song with the group. That was a request of our drummer Kyle to do that tune, so that's a new one. And then we're going to do an arrangement that I wrote of "Ask Me Now," which is a guitar feature for our guitarist Avery. So it does change. You know, it's really easy to direct an ensemble like this because the material available is just endless. I mean, we're actually doing mostly a Monk program today. We do have a Mingus tune scheduled if time permitting, but between the two great composers, it's like, you know, I could teach a group for 20 years and never repeat one song and be able to find stuff. So that's good. So, but I think encouraging everybody. This is a large group too. It's an octet this year, so this semester. So we've kind of adapted it to that too, like very arranged. You know, it almost sounds like a small big band a little bit. So.
Right. Yeah. And you mentioned that this program is more so Monk than Mingus. Was there any particular reason for that, or did it just kind of work out that way? I think it was just the
tunes we picked. You know, it usually goes about 50-50, but we kind of ended up with this program for today. So.
Awesome. Well, yeah, thank you again so much for being here. Thanks to all the musicians as well for taking out your time here on this Thursday morning on the Frost Jazz Hour. So yeah, I think we're just going to get back to the music. I also wanted to mention that we are here in the midst of our fall membership drive at the station, so we're raising money to go towards these programs and maintain all of our unique programming that we provide to you, the listener, on a day-in, day-out basis. And also not just listening, but these live programs, we also provide a live stream on livestream.com and youtube.com, which is something that here at the station we're so happy to do, but we really do need the financial support to make it possible for us to continue doing that. So this fall drive, we have a really exciting new piece of merchandise, a baseball cap designed by a Miami artist, Jaehyun Cho. So if you donate $88.90, that's 88.90. You can get the baseball cap for WDNA, and you can also take a huge step to join the WDNA family and make a difference, really, in providing a platform for live music and the community. So one more time, that's WDNA.org or 305-662-8889. Don't delay. Call right now. Make a donation to support programs like this. So with that, we're going to step back into the music with Let's Call This. Yeah. Let's Call This, as performed by the Monk-Mingus Ensemble, live and direct from the Jazz Gallery here on the Frost Jazz Hour, WDNA 88.9 FM. Every Thursday morning from 11 a.m. until 12 noon, we bring in some faculty or students from the Frost School, whether they be current students or in the past. Bring them into the Jazz Gallery here to share some music live for you listeners, and also for those of you that might be listening on 88.9 or WDNA.org. If you're interested in seeing a visual component to this performance as well in the future, feel free to check out livestream.com. And we also put these productions on YouTube as well at WDNA Radio. Feel free to subscribe to our channel to stay up with all of our live programs. And I also wanted to mention again for you who might be just joining the program that we are here at the beginning of our fall membership drive here at WDNA. So we're raising money for the station to maintain live programs like these, as well as the other wonderful programs here at the station, Cubaneando, Cafe Brazil, Brainville, Sunday Time Warp, the Latin Jazz Quarter, et cetera, all these unique programs here at WDNA that we, the programmers, put so much love and intention into to bring to you, the listener. But we do need financial support to make it possible to do so. So if you donate $120, which works out to $10 a month, number one, you can become a sustaining member of the station, and number two, you'll also receive one of our new T-shirt designs, the Alone Together T-shirt design, as created by artist Lucy Burrows, which I must say is really quite a choice design. So $120, you can donate that right now. Don't delay, WDNA.org or 305-662-8889. And before we get into a discussion with someone for whom I have an immense amount of respect, Dr. John Diversa, we're going to step away briefly for some important messages from the station. Live and direct, WDNA 88.9 FM, the Frost Jazz Hour, here with the Monk-Mingus Ensemble, bringing live music to you from the Jazz Gallery here on this fine concluding Thursday to the month of September. And with that, I welcome onto the program, like I said before the break, someone for whom I have an immense amount of respect, the director of the jazz program here at Frost, Dr. John Diversa. Thanks so much for taking out the time here this morning to be with us.
It is my pleasure, and we get to hear the Monk-Mingus Ensemble. Sounds so great this morning. They sound like a John Hart ensemble with lots of spunk and fire and drive. And so great to see you, Philip, in this role. You are doing such an incredible job here. at WDNA, and I know that you're helping support the membership drive right now, and I want to put in my 2 cents too. This is such an incredible radio station. The programming is second to none. I remember when I moved here from Los Angeles, I couldn't believe what was happening here at WDNA. So we need to keep this happening. So if you all are out there listening, please support this organization. It's supporting our community and our music.
Wow, yeah, beautifully articulated, and thank you so much. Yeah, I really appreciate that. 305-662-8889 or WDNA.org to donate for any of you who want to support live music and then all the programming here at WDNA. So, Dr. Diversa here, this morning I have you here to talk about a really exciting program coming up on this Saturday that's going to be premiered with the Henry Mancini Orchestra. It's a piece composed by guitarist-composer Justin Morel that is inspired by the spontaneous vocalizations of his autistic son, entitled All Without Words. You're playing trumpet. It also features the Frost Choral Studies Choir, as well as, of course, the Henry Mancini Orchestra, which is one of the premier ensembles at Frost. So that concert's going to be Saturday at 7:30 p.m. in Maurice Gusman Hall, so you can go to frostmusiclive.com to get your tickets, or you can call 305-284-2400. You need to pre-register to get the tickets. You can't get them at will call, so be sure to do that. But just to speak a little bit about this project, what was the initial impetus for bringing this to the Henry Mancini Orchestra, and then also your engagement in it? Of course, going back to 2018 with Justin Morel, you premiered his concerto for guitar and jazz orchestra with Adam Rogers playing guitar, a wonderful program. So you have a connection to Justin Morel prior to this production, but yeah, how did it come to be that this concert is happening?
Well, so I've known Justin Morel all my life. We grew up together.
Wow.
His dad, well, our families have known each other. So our families are all musician families. And so our families knew each other first, and then we were forced into a friendship. So we learned how to play music together, and the last number of years, I've been very passionate, interested in creating music that has a defined purpose, a mission, and that mission could be anything. The purpose could be anything. I just want to make music that has intention, and I've known that Justin and his family, they have their son Lauren is as you said on the spectrum of autism and is nonverbal, and that has its own gifts and challenges to it. And so we were just brainstorming about collaborating and writing a project and doing something together. And so that's how this came about. And Justin started writing these pieces. As you mentioned, the pieces generated from Lauren actually singing a little bit in Justin's phone. And that became the theme. And then Justin wrote these brilliant 11 variations that come after it. And it's all about the trials and tribulations, as I mentioned, the gifts, the challenges of being a parent. And my vision with it is to bring projects like this to the forefront, to say, everybody walking on this earth has incredible gifts and has incredible challenges, and not to judge those, so that we can all enjoy and celebrate our differences and just, I'll say the word celebrate again, to celebrate the human experience as an individual. So we made an album. So we recorded this and released it in April, which was the Autism Awareness Month. And I shared it with the artistic director of the Henry Mancini Institute, Maria Schneider. And she immediately embraced it, and she said, we have to do this. We have to do this at Frost. So it's really her vision that brings this concert to life. And she has a vision of for the students to see how we can bring other subjects, other areas into the music and into the mission and into the intention. So that's part of her vision to create a program, over the next number of years that incorporates these ideas.
Yeah, and I think that's something that's so important and striking, what you mentioned about having a really specific intention and purpose behind a project. It just kind of creates a deeper layer that both draws in the listener and also creates more engagement for those musicians that are involved in the project, because there's a meaning held inside of the music. It's not just music for the sake of music is beautiful in its own right, but when there's a specific intention, I think it kind of takes it to that next level. So I guess just one other question with regards to the intention of the project, were there any particular challenges that you faced throughout the course of putting together the program, in trying to do the intention due service?
Well, there are many obstacles. I mean, one is that we recorded a full orchestral record during a pandemic. That's number one. So we had to record it in sections and be clever about the way that we put it together. And I called all these incredible musicians here in the Miami area and told them about the mission and the music, and they were all on board. They wanted to be a part of it. And the most amazing thing happened in doing so, because once they found out what the project was about, I got to learn about how almost everybody has a connection to somebody that's on the spectrum of autism, their son, their niece, their whatever it may be. And so the hearts were at a high frequency when we came together to record this. So that was the easy part, but some of the the world logistics made it, gave us some challenges to work through. But it soared above. I'm so proud of it and so happy about it. And Justin's writing is just at another level. And to get to be the voice of, I'm playing, it's basically a jazz trumpet concerto. So I'm playing the voice of this individual, and it's such a huge responsibility. It's such a huge responsibility, and I have to find a way to play that's so much bigger than any one individual. I'm not answering your question, but these are the things that come to my head.
No, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And just one other thing I wanted to share. It makes sense to me that Maria Schneider was so interested in putting this project together. Since she came to Frost last year, I had the opportunity to speak with her a little bit about the project that she released last year and just kind of her philosophy with regards to music. And just this one quote that I say very frequently, but I feel as though it's relevant to say now, that she says is, music is the most underutilized resource for peace, progress, and child development in the world. And I think that just rings so deeply true. And it relates to this project in that music is such a powerful tool of expression, and especially powerful for those who can't engage in spoken language. So I just have a huge amount of respect for this project. I'm very excited to experience it. For the listeners, if you joined halfway through this interview, we're speaking about the concert coming up this Saturday, October 2nd at 7:30 p.m. at Maurice Gusman Hall. It's the world premiere of a beautiful 11 variation suite composed by Justin Morel with John DeVersa on trumpet under the artistic direction of Maria Schneider. Also Scott Flavin will be conducting the ensemble alongside the Frost Choral Studies Choir, Amanda Quist directing that choir, and just one more time to share his name, Justin Morel, the composer, being inspired by his child's spontaneous vocalizations and just celebrating neurodiversity through music. So you can go to frostmusiclive.com to get those tickets, or you can call 305-284-2400. And like I mentioned earlier, you do need to pre-register to get the tickets, so you can't get the tickets on the day of. So don't delay, just do it right now while it's on your mind, frostmusiclive.com or 305-284-2400. And with that, thank you so much, Dr. DeVersa, for being here.
I got to share with you one more thing. With the choir, you might wonder, why is there a choir if this is all without words? And so there are these choral moments that are very colorful, but it's all with no text. And it's incredibly powerful. Also, you need to come on Saturday because it's my birthday. Come and say hello. And
you heard it here first.
Well.
Saturday, October 2nd, 7:30 p.m., frostmusiclive.com or 305-284-2400. Support the music, support the message of the music, and come out to that performance, and also support Dr. DeVersa on his birthday. So with that, we're now going to step back into the music for the Monk-Mingus Ensemble. Thanks, guys, for waiting so patiently. Really looking forward to the rest of the program. So here on the Frost Jazz Hour on WDNA 88.9 FM, we're just going to get back to the music. Ask Me Now, live and direct on WDNA 88.9 FM, featuring Avery Linderman on guitar. Here, the Monk-Mingus Ensemble. You're hearing from the Jazz Gallery. That's Noam Makover on trumpet, joined by Zach Niess on trombone, Derek Janoff on tenor saxophone, Addison Daniels on alto saxophone, Kevin Carey on piano, Jaehyun Cho on upright bass, and Kyle Skarshaug rounding out the ensemble on drums. Just to mention one more time, we are here in the midst of the fall membership drive at WDNA. So if you have it within your means to financially support the station, maintain programs like the Frost Jazz Hour that brings in some of the premier up-and-coming musicians every Thursday, week in, week out, from 11 a.m. into 12 noon. And that's just 1 hour of so many programs that we have here on WDNA 88.9 FM. So if you do have it within your means to support the station, any donation of $60 or more makes you a sustaining member, which comes with a number of perks. Like I mentioned earlier, a donation of $88.90, 88.9, will grant you one of our new designs, a baseball cap that we just released as designed by Juanto, and then $120 or $10 a month grants you our design from back in the spring drive, the Alone Together t-shirt as designed by Lucy Burrows. So a number of really exciting things that you can receive in return for your donation to WDNA. You can go to WDNA.org or call 305-662-8889. So with that, we're going to move forward with the program with another Monk composition. I've been heavier in the Monk compositions than Mingus here this morning, so we're going to move forward with another tune, We See.